Hello and welcome, this is Katsu, and thank you for joining me tonight again in my challenge run in Frostpunk on a sort of a masochistic difficulty. As you've seen in the last video at the end, I kind of fucked up, so I have to redo the whole challenge. I don't want to bore you with any of these things, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replay what you've seen in the very first video up to the point where either something changes in terms of the RG or to the point where you've seen it in the last video, somewhere before we go to Winterhome. And I'm going to just put that on a time lapse just to prove that I'm not taking any shortcuts in terms of setting this whole thing up. So let's just start. And again, you'll see a bunch of sped up video, and then I'll talk to you again when there's something to talk about. Alright everybody, that was some time lapse, I suppose. So, I'm back. Let's talk about the things that happened in the meantime. A few things I changed compared to the first run. First of all, I messed up my scout timing in the very beginning. I forgot to send it out right away, so I was about 6 to 8 hours late, which turned out to be quite fortunate because I ended up getting steelworks first, which gave a home to my unemployed workers, which was nice. And it also sort of mixed up the timings a little bit later on. I got lucky again with the crash site, so we were good on that. Apparently, it I don't know if I'm just lucky or if it happens with a high probability. Other than that, I constructed the layouts for these two areas this time. Like I took down this road again, you might have seen that, and then put down all the roads first before I placed the houses. And this way, even in this area where I previously thought things were just difficult, the reason things used to be difficult here were because I let this little piece of road stand in the landscape. That's what messed up the positioning. So I'm happy I found that out. Another thing I just discovered by accident actually, which is mind-blowing, is in this run, workshops don't work at night. I mean, I don't have the 24-hour policy, I don't have the extended shift, so they're literally idle. But you can take the engineers off the workshops and put them on the medical posts, and I did that early on quite extensively, and it turned out to be a pretty smart move to reduce the number of sick people that you get at night. I also switched up scouting a little bit. I didn't risk the gloomy cave this time, and I also didn't go for the coal mine right away, which I will do now because we're good on time this time, and I can go to the coal mine and then go from there to Winterhome. I'm not gonna risk anything again, I'm telling you that. But other than that, this was pretty much smooth sailing. I don't think I switched up anything else. The buildings are pretty much in the same spot as you've seen it before. I took down the sawmill here and put both of them here, just because I forgot that I could leave it here by just deconstructing a little bit of road. I have thumpers up and staffed, and I still got 4 people idle. I don't have any really good locations. I'm gonna put them in the steel mill together with the 2 engineers. I will get another medical post because quite frankly you can never have enough of these. And I will also staff it with the 2 people from here. Actually, just before I forget. That's just... well, I like symmetry, let's put it this way. Plus, we will need all of these spaces later on, once we will be able to take care of these things. So at the same time, we're now good to get our next technology level, tier 2 or 3, depending on how you want to count it. And that means we can move on to constructing our outpost depot. I think that's what it's called, right? Let's see. Outpost depot, yeah. We're still good in terms of the temperature. I mean, people are freezing a little. We're at 49. I guess I could throw out some overdrive. I'll do that. Not during the day, during night. Not that it matters much. But overall, I think this looks pretty stable. Food is steady. I mean, people are always starving a little, but as long as they're not dying, that's okay. And in terms of the policies, we're okay. So the next milestone is going to be Winterhome. Oh, what is this? A drunken meltdown. Yeah, we understand this guy, because hope is more important than discontent. We need all the hope we can get, basically. The next policy. Now, hope will fall slightly. Discontent is usually not a problem, and I don't actually know if this is a permanent modifier Let's see. Hope. There don't seem to be any permanent ones here. I think you can only get that from certain more extreme policies. So just gonna go for this. Amen.
Hear me, hear me. New law in the city.
So let's see if this controversial law thing stays this way. It's an experiment. I'm just gonna risk it this run because everything else went well so far. And you gotta learn somehow after all. And if it doesn't work, I'll never do it again. But yeah, things look good. We're waiting for the next scout to come back. Nothing much else to do. I'm leaving the automaton here on the sawmill. It's not the most efficient use of its time, but this one can go off because we're not using this at night right now. We need some wood, and we're mostly out of locations where we can get it from the scouts. Here again we leave this thing intact and only take the coal. And then let's take a look at the time. This time it looks better. Let's see. 20 hours. Let's go here first, then we'll see. I'm not gonna go there right away. I will go there in time this time. But you want to go there before 15, but as late as you can. So yeah, we again have rising number of sick people at night. I will throw out some overtime, some overdrive now. And now we have 15 hours. I'm gonna give it a few more. Because I think we can. Because it's just helping us in the end. I might find the exact time at which you have to send him there, but I think this is enough. So let's go and let's see. Weather is gonna get better for a short time fairly soon, and it's about time because these sick people are slowing us down. However, we now got the outpost depot, and I swear I'm not gonna miss this time. Because we are running dangerously low on coal. You can see that here we are running out. During the day it is still okay, we're slowly climbing, but we might not survive another night. So I'm taking this down again, just to be safe. This is sort of tight. I could go and build another setup of thumpers. I will do that because I will need it later on for sure. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna place it here, and I can get houses here. I can also get gathering depots in there. Let me see, let me think a second. Because this area also needs a heater. So let's see. It has to be here to reach the gathering post. We're gonna reallocate them once we get the range extension. But for now we're gonna place the thumper. I'm gonna put it here. This is 3, 4. Okay, let's put it. It should reach it. I'm gonna wait though. I wanna be sure. 95. We have everything ready. We're going to build the outpost depot here. We have some extra money right now, so I will invest into one resource depot and start researching again. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for more scouts. Now we're gonna kick this into the next level, because we got Winterhome, which means the map is open. and we want to make sure we take advantage of that. Again, not misclicking. Once is enough. Everything else, this one can go now. Because there's really nothing happening there anymore. I want to have the thumpers up here. So let's see, this one is purely for work time. No, it needs to stay on so that I can see where to place the thumper. Let's see if... Why is this not showing? Might be because of the working hours. I don't think this is gonna reach it. And this is gonna take away from the sawmill. This is not gonna work out either. So we're keeping it here. I flipped it so that I can still have the larger building sizes down here. I'm probably gonna put child shelters in there or something. But let's continue. Gathering post. 1, 2. Fairly sure this should reach it. But if not, this should, definitely. And it is most definitely still in range of the heater. There we go. We have a resource depot. I'm building this because as soon as this outpost starts running, and for that we will need to free up a few more workers, we will get a huge amount of coal per day, and we need space to store it. And now, we finally made it to Winterhome. Finally. And let's trigger it. So no surprise, we're on our own, and that slices our hope. Let's see. It also triggers the next layer of the policy tree. We have to decide between faith and order, and I'm gonna stick to faith here. In the future I might do this with order, but I'm not that familiar with the tree yet, so I don't know what the ideal policies are. And faith is just overall better to keep up hope, and as you can see, we really need that. So there, faith and spirituality, house of prayers right away. There we go.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
House of prayers, you want to make sure that they cover most of your population. That is difficult to reach the inner layer. Like, I would have to realign buildings here. I might plan for that with a better layout in the future. This is not ideal in the case, but again, what the temple does is people living near the houses will be more hopeful. So I might find a way of actually putting it here. Yeah, I should probably do this in the future, actually. One here. I will screw over my intended build order to have this temple here. I will lose some space that I will not get back, but I learned something for the foreseeable future. That is good. And the second one here. Because hope is really important. And getting it, keeping it up, keeping it at a very high level is a priority to make this whole thing work. So we might put another one down. I mean, I don't have to get 100% of all the houses. I might leave these two open actually. But it's nice to have this building in a good location. And it doesn't matter, once you're beyond the 4th ring, you can afford to put your houses a bit here and there. So, we're doing this. And should get... Oh, okay. So we would need it over there to get all of them covered. I'm gonna just try this out. Let's see how it goes. I think I have like 90% of everything in this run planned out. And the rest is luck. There we go. So our houses are our, what is called houses of prayer, are building. Our scout is waiting. That's not a good thing. We're gonna send it to the snow cliff. And once you discover Winterhome, you get a new scout location here, the American camp in the top. That means once we get our more scouts, we will be able to send them in a different direction. Yes, people, please calm down. And we have a few people to spare which are unemployed. I want to put them in the thumper, but I need them for the outpost depot. I need to free up 10 more. At this point I will take them off the sawmill. No, actually, I was mistaken. My bad. I don't need to do that. I can leave them here, and I can send out my outpost team, and that solves our coal problems. Let's see, are we still in time? We have 7 hours left on the clock. It's 3 o'clock at night. That means we will make it into the next day, and that means we do have enough time. So in the end, this should work out. I'm just gonna assume it will, and I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you so much for your time. I'm gonna cut this short because reaching the Londoners was our objective, and it took replaying the whole thing because I messed up before, and I'm sorry for that. But from this point on, it looks a lot more stable than it did last time, and I'm looking forward to continue this. I think we can make it. I think the biggest challenges are behind us. But then again, there's the refugee waves and a huge bunch of other things you need to take into account. So with that, I conclude. Has been a pleasure again, and I'm looking forward to next time.